Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. So today's video, we're going to talk about something I talked about in my live stream the other night about climate change, or rather, they're blaming climate change for obesity in kids. So in translation, they're saying that because of climate change, our fat kids are getting fatter. Now, keep this in mind, guys, that everything now is being blamed on climate change. I'm 1,000% sure at some point they're going to be like liberals and their lack of ability to rationalize with certain situations are going to be on climate change. They're blaming it on cows, cars, animals, not the factories that are fucking being developed in a lot of developing nations or upcoming developing nations, not the factories in big nations like India and China or here in the United States. They're blaming climate change on everything else. Now, climate change causing kids to get fat, that's a new one. Saying that cars and cows and things like that are causing climate change, it's sort of like the worst bullshit excuse in the world. But now that they're trying to get us to fight climate change and they're blaming fat kids, or rather they're blaming climate change for fat kids, I think it's the worst. And even liberals, at least on Twitter, were like, there's no way. Video games, guys. The comfort of your home. People's homes are a lot more comfortable these days. Going to meet your friends, you no longer need to do if you can hold an entire conversation via text message, Discord, or FaceTime. Especially when you do that group FaceTime and shit that Apple has, or probably Google has as well. You have all of these avenues to meet your friends without meeting your friends. So now kids are less inclined to go outside and meet their friends. Then you got kids who are fucking scared to death because of COVID. You got a lot of kids out there that are fucking cowards. And parents, to their fault, beat that bullshit in the kids' heads. Now kids don't want to go outside and get sick, but they'll fucking FaceTime the shit out of their best friends. So, guys, again, trying to come up with another excuse or another reason to fight climate change is getting out of control. They're going to say climate change is causing all of this bullshit, whatever it is now, whatever new bullshit they got going on. Now, obviously, guys, there's something going on with the weather, and we can't deny that. And if you are denying it, again, either you're fucking living under a rock or there's something wrong with you. But we have massive floods in a lot of places that shouldn't have flooding. We have droughts in a lot of places that shouldn't have droughts. The weather, it's turning itself upside down. Now, whether you want to blame climate change or just the earth going through its natural cycle of bullshit, regardless, we got some shit going on. But to sit there and say that it's too hot outside for kids to go outside and play, it's bullshit. We got fucking kids in Africa, India, and South American countries that are fucking hot as shit, and they still go outside and play. But instead, the study that was done, or the research, whatever you want to call it, was stating that these fat kids are finding a new excuse to not go outside. Now, I think that's the kids' excuse. And being that these scientists are idiots these days, most scientists are idiots, they're sitting there going, oh, that makes sense. A lot of the kids said that it was too hot to go outside and play around. So they stayed indoors in their AC. Again, bullshit. Kids are just lazy because we, as parents, are allowing our kids to be lazy. Sorry. This whole summer, the kids were on their, they were trying to hang out on their phone or their computer, and we're like, you better get the fuck off and go outside and figure out what to do from there. And they would go outside, and then once they were outside, guys, they were outside for hours, running around, playing around, doing whatever kids fucking do. And that was it. This summer, the wife and I dropped the hammer and we're like, you guys are going to spend like an hour on your phone, and then you guys are going to find things to do. Clean the house, go outside, whatever it is, guys. You have to get your kids engaged in something other than video games and their fucking cell phones. Now, guys, clearly there is a giant problem with the obesity problem we're having here in the United States. These fucking fat kids are lazy. And it comes down from that. It comes down from being lazy, and again, the comforts of shit that made their lives easier. Again, cell phones, computers, iPads, things of that nature have made kids a lot lazier. And we have lazy ass kids. You got kids in other countries that are not as lazy as hell. I don't know any other country that has lazy ass kids. Maybe the UK, maybe. But even then, guys, we have lazy fucking kids. 22% of our kids here in the United States are fat. They're fat kids. And that's what we're labeling them. We're not going to sit there and call them obese. We're not going to call them pleasantly plump, big boned, all of that bullshit. No, they're fat kids. And these fat kids got to get off their ass. And to boot, guys, the other thing they're not addressing why these fucking fat kids are so fucking fat is their diet. It comes down to the diet, guys. Yes, inactivity does gain weight, without a doubt. But if you're feeding your fucking kids bonbons and Pop-Tarts for fucking breakfast with a fucking side of grape soda, there's a fucking issue. The diet is the bigger problem. They're not going after the diet. They're not mentioning the parenting skills. They're mentioning climate change and the reason why kids are getting fat, because it's too hot outside. Fucking Mobutu in Africa right now is fucking running around playing dodgeball or fucking chase the lion or the lion chasing him, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But they are, guys, without a doubt, fucking still playing outside. Dancing, doing whatever the fuck kids do, right? Playing tag, manhunt. That's what kids are doing all over the world. But here in the United States, we're coming up with the excuse of it's too hot. What about fucking kids that live in like New Mexico and Arizona? What about kids that live in, again, Central South America? They're fucking still playing around, and they're not going, it's too hot outside. Why are they outside playing? Because they don't have the same kind of technology that we have. Yes, a lot of kids around the world do have cell phones, but they don't have a lot of the apps that these kids have today. And even when those kids, guys, have the technology, the cell phone, the iPads, again, they just don't have the mindset to stay on it all fucking day and do nothing. They're outside playing in the dirt. They're outside fucking, fishing, whatever the fuck it is, guys. They don't have the same fucking mindset we have. And in Norway, or the Icelandic countries, if you will, Nordic countries, sorry, they're still fucking outside in the freezing cold playing around and shit. So again, what are we going to blame? We're going to blame climate change and saying it's too hot? Or we're going to blame climate change when the wintertime comes around and say it's too cold? We're looking for excuses. At least these fat kids are looking for excuses. They're fucking lazy. My daughter the other day, a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, when it was hot outside, like, it's too hot to play. I'm like, you better fucking shut up some fat, go outside and play. Sweat that shit out. I don't give a fuck. And I told my son, when she passes out, then you drag her inside. That's it. We're not going to sit here and come up with excuses why they shouldn't go outside. So that they can do what? Go on their phones? And again, guys, the other thing, too, is when you take their phones away from them, you take their computers and their iPads away from them, they are more inclined to go outside and be like, fuck that, I'm not going to stare at these four walls. I'm going outdoors. So that's what it is. They go outdoors and they play. But you guys have to take that enticing thing away from them, which is their technology. You take that away from them, guys, for an hour or two, 3, 4, 5, they're going outside. And they're going to figure it out when they go outside. All of a sudden, they'll be like, we're bored, we don't know what to do. As soon as they go outside, they're screaming, yelling, running around in circles. It's that simple, guys. Take the technology away from them, and they'll fucking invent some shit to do outside. The climate change bullshit is exactly that. Bullshit. Another reason to start implementing their climate change policies. That's all it is. Anyway, with that, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. And I will see you guys in the next video.